let me know and I'll just move closer to the microphone, but nobody's saying anything at the moment, so I'll continue like this. I'm Julie, and I'm a celebrant with Humanists UK, and I'm privileged to have been asked by Anthony and Charlotte to lead a naming and welcoming ceremony for their son, Blake. Anthony and Charlotte have arranged a humanist naming ceremony because this allows them to choose all the words and other elements, creating a ceremony for Blake which is very personal and meaningful for them. And they're also demonstrating their wish that Blake be supported to be his own person, to develop to be strong, independent and compassionate, enabled to make his own choices about what he believes and values as he grows up. Now I can see that there is someone filming, so that's really good. I'm not going to stop you, I'm going to encourage you and say to everyone else that Charlotte and Anthony and I had a talk earlier, and we thought if anybody does have a phone that takes photographs, I don't know if there's anybody amongst you that does, you are very welcome to use it to take pictures at any point during the ceremony and through the rest of the day, because in that way you can pass all the good ones on to Charlotte and Anthony, and Blake will have a fantastic collection of pictures to look through when he gets older. Charlotte and Anthony just asked me to explain a little bit about humanism for those of you who are not familiar. It's a non-religious philosophy of life based on a concern for humanity and the natural world. Humanists make sense of the world through using reason, experience and shared human values, and believe that we should aim to live full and happy lives ourselves, and as part of that help others to do the same. And on behalf of Anthony and Charlotte, I would like to thank all of you for being here. You've been invited to be part of this happy occasion because in many different ways you will be part of Blake's life as he grows and gets to know you all on his own terms. I've also been asked to say a few special thank yous. Firstly to Jasmine, who's around, who I've spoken to earlier, but Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine, there you are. Jasmine, thank you very much on behalf of Charlotte and Anthony for helping create the decorations and the props in the preparation for today's events. Also, thank you to Auntie Tina and Nana Angie for help with the preparation of the buffet. And thank you in advance to Robin Pickford for taking time out to be the live music entertainment today. This allows the usual Sunday antics to continue. Robin will be singing after the ceremony and invites you to make requests, which he will happily sing just as long as he knows the song, in which case if he doesn't you might have to sing it yourself. This ceremony is to formally name and welcome Blake to take his own place in the world. But it's particularly to welcome and celebrate him as part of this close circle of family and friends. This is a very happy occasion, but it's also a time when we consider responsibilities towards Blake. His parents will make a formal promise to give their son a good upbringing. Other adults will be appointed to offer Blake guidance and encouragement. And by formally naming him, we will mark and recognise his individuality and uniqueness. The arrival of a child always marks a transition in the lives of parents. Having children changes how people interact with family, friends and the world in general. We recognise this today and ask all of you for your continuing love and support to this family, to them as individuals, to Charlotte and Anthony as a couple and to Blake. And they would like to offer their continuing love, friendship to you all in return. As new parents, this is a new, exciting experience, and of course at times exhausting and daunting. Their lives are very different now. For Anthony and Charlotte, Blake's arrival makes them look afresh at what is really important in life. Say a little bit about Blake's story so far. It must be said that labour is the accurate description for the 3 days and nights leading to Charlotte being rushed to theatre and Anthony told to wait in a room on his own, with clear instructions not to phone anyone. That must have been the longest and most worrying hour and a half in Anthony's life so far. You can imagine the relief and joy that he felt when he was at last given the news that Charlotte and his baby boy were well and safe. Blake was a very healthy 8 pounds 2 ounces, with long legs which only fit into newborn clothes for the first day. Charlotte and Anthony quickly learnt that the best lessons on parenting don't come from classes or textbooks. They come from their baby. Listening to Blake and recognising changes in his mood has taught them how best to comfort him and how to keep him happy and well. And he certainly is a happy and settled baby, sleeping well at night and taking everything in during the day. Blake enjoys going out for walks with Mummy, looking up at the trees and sky and enjoying the bustle of people around him. He loves swimming most Sundays, going to the car boot, listening to Robin sing at the Swan, and Sunday dinner with Nana and Grandad. Though Anthony has to work long hours, he's very happy that his shifts allow time to have special daddy and son time together. And Blake's already showing his cheeky side to his personality, blowing raspberries and laughing at the noises he makes. And he was showing that just as we were beginning, blowing bubbles and to entertain everyone. He's strong and determined, rolling over and already trying to crawl. And he's a very sociable little boy, happy to be passed around for cuddles and unfazed by meeting new people. With such positive character traits, he's destined to do well. With his mummy and daddy's help, Blake has already made significant steps, having been signed up for a 3-year modelling contract. He could be a celebrity before he's even started school. The role of grandparent is a very important one, and Blake holds the honoured position of being first grandchild on both sides of the family. Because Charlotte and Anthony are both only children, it is highly likely he will be Angela, Richard, Angela and Paul's only grandchild. Yes, Charlotte was very clear about that. Blake is fortunate to have his great-grandparents, Edith, Derek and Jeanette, here today. We also think of Charlotte's granddad, Henry, who is sadly missed and would have loved to have met Blake too. This little boy has no doubt inherited some of the family's looks and traits which will be best recognised by his grandparents and great-grandparents who've seen the rest of the family grow. And so far, I hear that he's looking like the double of his granddad, Paul.
Am I putting your head down, old man?
This next poem speaks of the unique bond between grandparent and grandchild. Child of my child, heart of my heart, Your smile bridges the years between us. I am young again, discovering the world through your eyes. You have the time to listen, and I have the time to spend. Delighted to gaze at familiar, loved features made new in you again. Through you, I see the future. Through me, you'll see the past. In the present, we'll love one another as long as these moments last. It's also good to have great aunts and uncles, Tina and Neil, David and Sharon here. And I think we have some cousins as well. Your cousins?
My cousins, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuart.
And Stuart.
Jodie.
And Jodie. Hello. Beyond the care and support of Blake's immediate family, Charlotte and Anthony are asking other adults who they love and trust to act as Blake's guide parents. Each guide parent received an invitation from Blake which said, "I need an extra pair of hands to make me learn and grow. I think yours would be best because Mummy and Daddy told me so." Tina, Hannah, Rhiannon, Ellie, Jasmine, Max, Chloe, Dave, Rob and Dan, please could you come and join us at the front?
Nice long line there, guys. We're in high order. Should we end?
Just say a little about why Charlotte and Anthony have chosen each of you. Tina, you're Charlotte's auntie, and she says that other than her mum and dad, you are her first point of call for anything. You've always helped her, and more recently, you've happily stored her boxes and moving stuff while she was in between addresses. You took pride in washing and ironing Blake's clothes before he was born. And when they finally moved to Eastern Terrace, Charlotte says her Auntie Tina and Uncle Neil were a great help at unpacking, cleaning and painting. Hannah and Rhiannon, you've already shown a very keen interest in Blake, popping in to see Charlotte every week during her maternity leave. And of course, Charlotte's parents were the first to see him, but you were the first of her friends to meet Blake after he was born. Ellie, you've been a good friend of Charlotte's since school. Charlotte is auntie to your lovely daughter Eva, and you're already Auntie Ellie to Blake. Charlotte says that she fears you're going to be the bad influence on Blake.
How dare you?
In a good way. Chloe, you've been there for Charlotte throughout her pregnancy. She only needed to ask and you called round to the shop on your way to work to fulfill her pregnancy craving of custard creams. And I hear that she devoured the whole packet before you'd even hung your coat up. Mags, you're a good friend of the family, and Charlotte has enjoyed all her time working at the nursery with you for the last 5 years. Charlotte looks upon you as an auntie, as you're always there with a helping hand. Jasmine, you've been friends with Charlotte since working together. And you've been super helpful in making the cardboard box for the cards and the card box and photo booth for today. And you can be counted on to introduce Blake to all the Marvel superheroes that you love. David. Charlotte and Ellie first met you on a night out in town. You were dressed as Captain Underpants, a little bit tipsy and quite lost. They gave you directions and you've all been good friends ever since. And they know they can rely on you to bring some fun into Blake's life. Dan, you lived on the same street as Anthony and you went to primary school together. They hope you'll be there for Blake with the same loyal friendship. You and Anthony have played football together since you were both 14. So they're hoping Blake can count on you for a kickabout when he's older.
I'll try.
Well, he's got the legs for it. Rob, you and Anthony got to know each other when you were both 18 and started going out to the pubs. You've been a good friend for Anthony to talk to while Charlotte was pregnant, and now that he's become a parent. He hopes she'll be someone for Blake to talk to in the same way. Hannah, Rhiannon, Ellie, Jasmine, Mags, Chloe, Dave, Rob and Dan. I'll now ask you to make a formal commitment to Blake. Do you agree to be Blake's guide parent and accept a special commitment to Blake to offer support, care, inspiration and guidance so that he may benefit from the unique life experience each of you hold?
Will.
Fantastic. Blake, you are such a lucky boy with all these guide parents. Mummy and Daddy will never have to pay for a babysitter. Thank you so much. If you just want to join the other guests now. And all of you here have a unique relationship with this family and each of them as individuals. They hope you'll continue to be involved as they grow as a family and do your best to ensure that Blake grows up happy, healthy and honest. Anthony and Charlotte feel very happy and grateful to have such a wonderful son who's already brought them so much joy and fantastic memories in his first few months. But there will be, of course, times in the future when things don't go so well. But Charlotte and Anthony are committed to Blake through good times and through bad. Today, amongst family and friends, they would like to promise to be there for Blake throughout his life, whenever he needs them, to love him and to support him in whatever he chooses to be or do. They intend to guide and encourage him, but give him the freedom to develop his own beliefs and to follow his dreams. Most of all, they want him to grow up surrounded by love and friendship, and to be happy, healthy and confident. They want him to enjoy his life and live it to the full. And there's a quote from one of Charlotte's favourite stories, which they hope Blake will enjoy too. This describes what they would like to say to their son. These wise words are something Christopher Robin says to Winnie the Pooh. I think he appreciates it already. Always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And they also have a naming day gift for Blake, which might not be right here. Oh, it is? It is. Would you like to show everybody what the gift is? Okay. This, it's a traditional gift in the Johnson family. They're giving Blake his very own aquamarine birthstone lucky duck from Whitby. a lucky duck. Yeah. And Charlotte still has hers in pride of place at home. What's your birthstone?
Peridot.
What was that?
Green.
Green, yes. I should know that. Okay. We now come to the formal naming. In the months since his birth, you've all become familiar with this little person's name, as he has too. Today we formally recognise the names he will be known by throughout his life. A name once given will be associated forever with a face, a voice, a walk, a laugh, and all the other idiosyncrasies that make up a person. This child's name will be spoken, whispered, shouted, cried and sung, and written thousands of times by thousands of different people. It will come to define his identity. Because of Charlotte's love of Disney, she did suggest Walt and Donald, and I think there were other suggestions. And after seeing Paddington at the cinema, she absolutely loved the film, and Charlotte was very keen to call her baby Paddy. But Anthony wasn't persuaded. After considering many names, they both instantly liked the name Blake, which is short and strong, and importantly for Charlotte, has no negative associations. Their sons' middle names honour both their family. The name Edwin was kept as a secret from Anthony's granddad until Blake was born. Edwin is his great-granddad Derek's middle name, and his father Wilf's middle name too. The name Ernest was suggested by Paul, as Charlotte wanted to find a way of keeping some form of Johnson identity to Blake's name. And with it being Paul's dad Henry's middle name and Paul's granddad's first name, it ticked the box. And Ernest is also Angie's dad's name. Blake. Personal names are part of our uniqueness, part of the personal story in each of us. Your name was given by loving parents. Together, among family and friends, we name you Blake Edwin Ernest. Would you all please join me now in confirming his name and welcoming him? Your name is Blake Edwin Ernest. Your name is Blake Edwin Ernest. And we welcome you into our lives. And we welcome you into our lives. And because Blake is very unlikely to remember this occasion and that you were all here with him, there are certain ways in which today is being recorded. I spoke about photographs. I mean, there's the film there, and I think somebody else was taking photographs. Film. If you can all take as many pictures as you like and pass some good ones on to Anthony and Charlotte, there'll be lovely memories there for Blake. They can talk about the story of today and share it with him in the future. We're also signing naming and guide parent certificates, and you're all invited to add your fingerprints and names to a memory tree which you'll find in the function room. These will all be kept as mementos from today and will show Blake in future years how much love, support and care surrounded him as he started his journey in life. So, thank you everyone for joining this celebration. Could you please put your hands together for Charlotte, Anthony and Blake. So, thanks once once again for joining the family for Blake's naming ceremony. There will be live music by Robin Pickford, which will start shortly. And in the meantime, please go and add your print and your name to the memory tree. Guide parents, come with me to sign certificates. And please all help yourselves to the buffet, which is in the function room. I hope you enjoy the rest of the celebration and have a great day.
Thank you.